Hi, Rex Walter down in the bowels of the Rex Walter Studios, and I just wanted to film this to complement what you read in Tim and Hedy's world about the most interesting man in the world, Mr. Michael Rosen. This is in fact Michael Rosen's fedora. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this, and I also wanted to let you know about this book, All You Need Is Love by Tony Palmer. This was a textbook that I used in a popular music course back at university in early 80s, 80, 81, probably in there. In any event, Michael was a good friend of Tony Palmer's, and so there was a connection there. And as a matter of fact, in this book on page 294, there's a picture of the average white band. And I say that is Michael standing there on the far right as I look at this at the photograph. Of course, in the background, you're listening to some more Long John Baldry. This is from Welcome to Club Casablanca, which you may have heard a bit of before in a previous Rex report when I spoke about Long John Baldry. But I think this is meant just to, as I say, complement, accentuate, just draw attention to the most interesting man in the world, the most interesting man in Tim and Hedy's world, that is, our friend Michael. As I said in the piece, he, great friends with Joni Mitchell, owned Gibson Les Paul guitars, owned Fender Stratocaster, Fender Telecaster guitars, owned Martin acoustic guitars, had all of these instruments in his possession at some point when he was in London, and you know, as we discussed, if he and I discussed, if he held on to them, they'd be worth millions of dollars today. Currently, Michael is, I mean, COVID has shut everything down, but he is in, he's the lead trumpet player in the Paul Maringer or Paul Maringer big band. He's the head of Performing Arts Lakefield. He is also in a I think a trio and a quartet up there in the Kawarthas, and I am doing everything I can to get him to come and play at Sellers and Newell. You know, just keeping my fingers crossed I can convince him to do that, because it would be a show of shows. And hopefully he would bring himself in. He's got this singer Jan who's really good, and maybe he could get a bass player or someone on a drum kit to accompany. Sorry, I take it brief. This next song, this is I Keep Forgetting by Long John Baldry, which is just an outstanding tune, and you should listen to it while you're trying to avoid listening to me. In any event, I won't go on too much longer, other than to say that the experiences that Michael has had, I believe, I didn't put this in the article, but I think he actually went to Kent State University, and I think he actually was at Kent State in May of 1970 when those shootings happened, and that's when he sort of left and went to England. So, you know, I mean, I feel a little bit like Kitty Kelly, because this probably is this is unauthorized stuff that I'm telling you, but anyways, be that as it may, he's a great guy, he's a superb guy, and I would love it if you could actually hear him perform at Sellers and Newell someday when everyone's feeling comfortable, because the pandemic is behind us. But as I pointed out, if you're comfortable now, my brother is very good at imposing COVID protocols, and so the concerts that are going on now, everyone has to be double vaccinated. You got to wear a mask, and there's a much smaller crowd. But it's an incredible venue and well worth attending. And you might even pick up a book or two. Anyways, I'm gonna wind it down now and just say, Michael, hats off to you for being a great friend and an incredibly interesting person with all you've experienced throughout your life. Over and out for now. You gotta love that Long John Baldry.